But yo, my beats, they are hard.
All right. Hello. Good evening. Mic check 1, 2. Drew, I got you. You hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad, man.
All right. Well, hey, sounds like we got a show. Let's do it. We'll do it live. F it. Let's do it live. There we go. Hey, another live Sunday night, the BCSN SportsWrap. Bryan and A.D. Drew here. Oh, man. Look, while we are broadcasting live from our home studio, see, Doc comes in trolling already, Drew. Watching the show poolside. See, ain't that something? You know, boy, I tell you. That's what I love it, Doc. I love it. We appreciate all you folks watching us, whether it be poolside in the Bahamas or on the back patio, you know, at the cookout, or maybe you like Chuck Hunt. You're watching us or listening to us from Monroe, Louisiana, just sitting in the crib on a beautiful Sunday evening. So hello to everybody that'll be watching us and listening to us tonight. I'm Bryan Fulford. That's A.D. Drew over there. Good to be on with you. Drew, fingers check. Fingers check. All 10 fingers. I'm not going to ask for any toes. I'm not going to ask for toes.
Please don't.
But hopefully everybody made it out of the 4th of July with 10 fingers and 10 toes. Of course, if you went into the holiday with that. How were the fireworks in your hood, Drew? Were they unusually distracting, about normal, less than? How would you describe them this year?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. There were some people shooting fireworks that I almost had to duck because they sounded so much like a pistol.
Oh wow!
And I was like, oh my God, what they shooting over there?
What are we shooting off these days, right?
Yeah, what are we shooting off?
Yeah. I gotta say, what I noticed in my hood was the smoke of the area. You know, it looked a little hazier than normal around 8 o'clock, 8:30 when I went out. And, you know, that I guess was a product of the neighborhood fireworks around me, or maybe just in the community. I don't know, but
might have been a combination of both with that special haze.
Well, it didn't smell like the special haze, but I didn't know if I didn't know if the fog had rolled in or what, but I tell you, man, no issues for me where I was. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully everybody did have a good time. Did you get any barbecue in? Did you go cookout? Did you go get some barbecue? Some of us had to actually go out and buy some barbecue. But you know, did you get some barbecue over the weekend?
Yeah, yes, I did, my brother. Yes, I did.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah, so another 4th without being invited to anybody's cookout. The streak continues, and so you know it is what it is. I got to upgrade my life and either move or get some new friends. One of the two has to happen here.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what happened though. My college roommate was in town, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Brooks.
Uh-huh.
And so we hung out and everything over the weekend. So just always good to see your college roommate again.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Always good when you see some familiar faces and good people that you know. So that was the photo you sent me of the two-time HBCU graduates.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there you go. So tonight's show, we've got a special show planned tonight. And as always,
internet with this one, Brian.
We might.
We break the internet.
We created a nice little uproar with our rivalry conversation a few weeks ago. That spawned a life of its own, which, we kind of hoped it would. But now I think we're going to really get into it as we try to look back on the past 25 years. We are in this is the quarter of the century has already passed, Drew. If that
we are now officially closer to 2030 than we are to 2020.
Yeah, I guess so. We're on the down end of the decade. We're over the hill going towards the end of the decade. But tonight we're going to, and I don't know where you got this idea. Was this your idea or my idea? Whose idea was this?
It was my idea.
Okay.
I don't know where I got it from.
Okay.
And at certain points in time while we were doing our research, I almost regret that I came up with this idea.
Yeah. I think I've spent all day show prepping for this damn thing. But we are going to go through the past 25 years and rank the top 25 HBCU football player performances that we have, mostly all of us, have been blessed enough to watch or recall or read about. So yes, that's why it's called 25 for 25. So we're gonna take the 25 seasons that have been the most dynamic in the first quarter of the century, and we're gonna rank them.
Now let's tell people the caveats with that.
Yes, because there's always something.
Each player is only listed one time. So we know there are players who had multiple good seasons, great careers, but we wanted to talk about the best of the best when we did these rankings.
Right.
And Brian, this was tough because we left a lot of good players and good seasons off of this list, cutting it down to 25.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Had we tried to do like top 50, we could have incorporated a lot of names, but I think it was hard enough trying to divvy up the top 25. And then what I found interesting, a lot of these guys had great seasons in back-to-back years. Championships were involved in some of these seasons. And I found that really interesting as we were going through this and saying, this guy had this season and then he had another year. And then we were trying to balance out.
We were splitting hairs.
Yeah, we were.
Somebody threw for 3,000 yards this season and rushed for 500 yards for 3,500 all purpose. And then the next season, they threw for 2,800 yards, but they rushed for 700 all purpose yards. 700 yards, and they still wound up with 3,500 all purpose yards.
Right. The one little thing that we'll say that as you see, this is our list. So we have, Drew and I kind of, as we went through this process, we broke it down in groups of 5. And I think that was the thing that as we present this to you, going from 25 down to 1, you're going to see our groups of 5 that we broke this down in. Now, us coming together and trying to rank in those groups of 5, I don't know if that was more, or I think that was more challenging than actually coming up with the consensus names in each group of 5, right? So yes, this is for a single season, them boys. Yes, this is not a career. We didn't look at a career, statistic like who had the best career in the past 25 years. No, this wasn't that. This was one season, what you did in that season. Okay, and so that's how we broke this down. Now, as you see our list of names, and you will inevitably maybe see a name that you don't think that maybe you think is too high or too low, or maybe a name that you think we forgot. But what is it we always say about lists and rankings, Drew?
If you put somebody on, you have to take somebody off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So don't just tell us, oh, that person is too low or that person is too high. Well,
where are you gonna put them at?
Who would you move? Where would you move them to? Or, hey, I wouldn't have that person on the list. Well, who are you replacing them with? Just saying, right?
Yeah. And what was fun about doing this, Brian, some of the names that we pulled out and some of the seasons that we pulled out, while we remember some of the names, it gets so cluttered, you don't realize one season to the next what happened in a particular season. Yeah. Great season, no championship. Okay season,
we had a
championship.
Yes.
And one thing about that, championships do matter with this list, because especially when the numbers are equal between player A and player B, you have to look at team success, which also includes championships. Or were you a stats grabber? Were you somebody who went 3-8 but had 1,500 yards receiving?
Maybe your
or
stats
4,000 yards passing.
Right.
You're a stats grabber.
Well, they may not have been a stats grabber, but I think what it goes to, I'm not going to say a stats grabber like in the NBA, but I will say, having a great season combined with team success elevates how great a year it was for you and your team, I think, right?
Yeah. Good question, them boys. This is not all stats driven list. We looked at things like we said, championships, Deacon Jones Awards, Walter Payton Awards, offensive, defensive player of the year for your respective conference, All-Americans. We looked at everything. We looked at the whole conglomerate of things when coming up with these lists. Wow, there are some people who just statistically had freakish seasons.
Yes,
and they are recognized on this list. There are other people who had good seasons. There may have been somebody else in that same year who may have had a better statistical season, but once again, the team success did not come with it. The team awards did not come with it.
Yeah. And, so I'm gonna, and then so that's a good point. I will say I see WSSU Ram Nation comment about when you're on a great team, your statistics can sometimes be affected. Well, what's interesting is some of these players were on great teams and they still put up ridiculous numbers,
Yes.
So I don't know, what, I don't know, you get maybe that's a good thing because for the coach, or maybe you just didn't have a good backup. I don't know, whatever the reason, or maybe you had a poor defense. I don't know. So.
Or maybe you played for Billy Joe who didn't care.
Right. Well, yeah, there we go. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to kind of see the names that we left off. Oh, they'll be controversial. They'll be like, oh, how could you leave this name off? Yeah. And also, how do you measure quarterbacks. Like, here's the thing. Like, do you how much do you look at a quarterback stats, yards passing, touchdowns, completion percentage, and balance that off with wins and losses? You know, because unlike baseball, for example, baseball
is stats.
But you know something they started doing in baseball, Drew, because the wins and loss statistic, which maybe we used to look at growing up, they look more at ERA and all these other metrics, because you may be on a team where your bullpen is bad or your offense is poor, but you don't get a lot of run support, so you can't get the win, right? So it's not always wins and losses that end up being.
Whip is another one that's in baseball.
Yeah. I don't know if there's
an inning pitch.
Yeah, there's no baseball stat like that, right? There's no baseball stat that says, there's no football stat that measures that kind of stuff. So yeah. So
and one other thing, I'm glad you brought that up with me. We have a mixture of Division I and Division II players on this list, which made it even tougher.
Yeah. So
correct.
Ooh, boy, it's gonna be tough. Like I said already. Again, we inevitably somebody got left off. You know, and
I two players I wanted on there we had to leave off.
Yeah. So let's before we get in, and we're gonna start this segment here coming up at the bottom of the hour. But let me first get into a few local news and notes things.
Before you do that, Bryan, let me get one thing off my chest.
Sure.
July 4th, while some of you guys may celebrate the founding of this country, which I don't call it necessarily want to say Independence Day. It was the founding of this country. Also, something else happened on that particular day, not that year, but in 1881, Bryan. And that was the founding of Tuskegee University. So while everybody else celebrates the founding of the country, as an alum, I celebrate the founding of my mother, Tuskegee.
Well, you stole where I was going to go with to start the show. So
my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I was going to throw it to you, but being a Tuskegee alum, yes, Tuskegee University, founded on July 4th, 1881, commemorated its 144th anniversary on Friday. Of course, the institution began as Drew. Uh-oh.
Glad you asked me. I know we were normal. That's all I can remember right now. I can tell you we began in Butler Chapel.
Okay, stop. I'm gonna give the full name. Yes, it was Tuskegee Normal School for colored teachers.
And began in Butler Chapel. And you know what's funny, Bryan? Mm-hmm. The church that Tuskegee began in is still standing.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking at this article here from HBCU Game Day, Tolly Carr, giving a little history lesson here. Established through a collaboration between Lewis Adams, a formerly enslaved Black leader, and former Confederate Colonel W.F. Foster, Booker T. Washington, recommended by Hampton Institute Samuel C. Armstrong, became the founding principal, initiating classes in a modest church setting.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of people think it was founded by Booker T. Washington, but it was actually Lewis Adams who founded Tuskegee, Tuskegee University.
Okay.
And some of those the name Lewis Adams rings a little bit different for some of us also. And there are some people on here who understand what I'm saying when I say that.
Okay. Let's see. Lennon Blow says, don't forget North Carolina Central University, celebrated their 115th year a couple of days ago. Was Central founded on July 4th as well? Not entirely sure. But yeah, so happy Founders Day to not just Tuskegee, but also to North Carolina Central. How many students did little trivia question here? How many students were part of the founding class at Tuskegee in a one-room shack?
18.
With how many students?
18.
Higher.
Oh wow. 20 in the 20s?
Higher.
Oh wow. I'm at a loss.
According to the tweet from that's in the article from Learning Mo with Joe, it says that Tuskegee opened in a one-room shack with 30 students.
Cool. Chuck Hunt brings up something that I bet a lot of people didn't know. You know, Grambling is the grandchild of Hampton.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's in the article.
Hampton beget Tuskegee, and Tuskegee beget Grambling State.
Okay, look at that.
In 1901.
The ties that connect us, right?
Yes.
Good stuff. Just kind of bumping around here through a couple other articles. Did you, and this is a non-HBCU related thing, you ever been to Essence Fest?
No, I have not. Bucket list.
Yeah, well, it's funny you call it a bucket list. I noticed in a article that was on the on Twitter, bumping around on Twitter, it was talking about I think it was the Saturday night. No, it would have been the Friday night / Saturday morning show that ended apparently with Lauryn Hill closing the set at 3:30 in the morning. And the article then mentioned something about the stadium was empty. And I looked at the article, saw some photos, and I'm like, well, yeah, it should have been. I mean, it's 3:30 in the morning. If you took those photos at 3 in the morning, God bless the people who were soldiers that were out there at that time. You know, I don't understand it.
God bless the crew that had to be there because they had to be there. The cleanup crew, the stage managers, and all that.
Yes. So, needless to say, I thought that was kind of interesting. I've never been to Essence Fest. You know, I guess this would have been the last day. Usually, I don't know who closes the show. It used to be Frankie Beverly and Mays would close on the last day, which would have probably been today on Sunday. So, but I'm just curious who all went, if you've ever been, when's the last time you've been, and then the conversation was up talking about people don't have money to go to Essence Fest. And so it makes me wonder, Drew, with our current economy, and if folks aren't going to Essence Fest, and I don't know if there's a correlation between going to Essence Fest and what's going to happen in the fall, but do you think there might be a downtick in attendance at various classic games this upcoming fall?
Maybe slightly. What you may see is possibly a downtick in the events surrounding the Classic or the hotels and restaurant stays associated with the Classics. Because disposable income some people maybe not have the disposable income or may be scared to dispose of that income.
To go to a classic.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be. EA says it started last year. Well, I guess we'll see more. You know, I think it'll be interesting to kind of see. I've seen fluctuations in gas prices. I swear one day I looked out and I saw gas prices were under $3. And then the next minute I turned around and it was back up to $3.20. So
I mean, I thought it was just me seeing gas fluctuating 30 cents at the same gas, not going across town. I'm talking about at the same gas station.
I saw that too. And I was mad when it was like $2.70, $2.80. I'm mad that I didn't need gas that day because they turn around and mess around, and 2 days later when I needed gas, 20 cents, had gone up. So yeah. All right. Just thought I'd throw that out there as something that so let's see. Lennon says the Essence attendance due to Target still being a sponsor. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what to make of the boycott thing of Target and some other vendors that have been thrown out there.
But y'all, I hope y'all still not using Uber.
Still not using who?
Uber.
Uber?
Yes.
Uber Eats? What? You can't use Uber Eats? You're not supposed to use Uber Eats?
Do your research. That should be another one.
Jesus. All right. Let me get one more news story here. This from HBCUsports.com. Mo Williams is set to be honored with a Hall of Fame nod. Mo Williams, the 13-year NBA veteran who led Jackson State to a SWAC championship game this past March, is part of the 2025 class of the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, with the ceremony set for Saturday, August 2nd. Williams was a standout athlete at Murrah High School.
Murrah.
I said Murrah.
Okay.
Murrah High School before attending the University of Alabama. He went on to play 13 seasons for the Jazz, Bucks, Clippers, Blazers, Timberwolves, Hornets, and Cavaliers, where he was an all-star in 2009, closed his career out winning a title with LeBron James in 2016. Williams had spent a couple of years, a cup of coffee, coaching at Alabama State before taking the Jackson State job in 2022.
He was Alabama State, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years.
Okay. All right.
He's 45 and 54 in 3 seasons at Jackson State, and a career record of 59 and 89. So that's from Chris Stevens at HBCUsports.com. All right. Best high school in Jackson. I said Murrah, Jeremiah. I swear I said Murrah. Drew's the one who thought I said something else. Murrah. All right.
Let's get to this ranking, man.
All right. Coming up after the break.
Hold on. I need people to put who they think the best player in HBCU football since 2000.
In the early, Drew. Oh, Drew, I
want to get it early before we start ranking the list, because we'll see how off people are compared to our list.
All right. All right. We'll tease these again. We'll tease them in sets of 5. So coming up, we'll start from 25 down to 21. And tell you again as we go down the top 25 HBCU football seasons, according to myself and AD Drew. So get your pens ready and come back on the other side of this break, and let's get ready to break the internet with the 25 the 25 for 25, top 25 players of the first quarter of the century, right here on the BCSN Sports Wrap on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
There's a shot. To right. It could be. Right field. Grand slam. What a shot. That's how you get hot, young fella.
Thank you, guys, for what you do for HBCU athletics. This is a fantastic avenue for all of us. This is our ESPN, so we love what you guys do, and all you guys at BCSN. We really appreciate what it is that you guys do for us.
The human voice has always connected audiences with experiences. Major brands all across America have trusted Kever's voice time and time again. Conversational, powerhouse, intelligent, and sincere. That's the voice you need for your creative marketing process. KEAVERSVOICE.com. Kever's Voice, Kever's Voice, KeversVoice.com. Always on, all the time.
This is Brian Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Football fans, HBCU Football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
All right, welcome back to the BCSN Sports Wrap. Drew over there. I'm Brian. We are 48 days away, Drew, from the just a little less than 7 weeks now. 7 weeks from the start of football season. That's August 23rd is the date of the MEAC SWAC Challenge. We've got media days coming up in less than 2 weeks. Beginning in 2 weeks, what is it? You've got the...
Incorrect, Brian. Media days begin in 9 days.
I said less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 days. Okay,
yeah, 9
well, I was
days.
going to say, who's the first one? SIAC?
SIAC and CIAA are up on the 15th.
Ooh, that's a Tuesday.
Yes.
And then on
on Wednesday is CIAA will continue along with the SWAC. And then Thursday, we will have the MEAC SWAC presser. And then the following Tuesday, we will have the MEAC.
All right.
And Brian, before we jump into this list, I do want to remind everybody about the HBCU Swingman Classic that'll be going on here in Atlanta. You can go to MLB.com and purchase your ticket. They've got those tickets on sale, very good price. They've got a 2-4 special going on right now. So I believe it's MLB.swingmanclassic.com, I believe is the website. But go on, purchase your tickets, especially if you're here in the Atlanta area, or if you have a player from your institution and you're going to be coming down to support them at Truist Park, in home of the Atlanta Braves.
All right. Well, you ready, Drew?
I'm ready. Let's get this show on the road.
All right. This is the 25 top HBCU football players since 2000. And again, this list incorporates a combination of FCS, Division II, and NAIA players. Full disclosure, Drew, I don't think we had any NAIA players, did we?
Let's see, you done told too much already.
Okay, all right. Well, remains to be seen. Maybe we do. Maybe we did. All right. Again, let's get it started.
There were some
here.
on the consideration list. I will say that.
Yes, there were. There were some on the consideration list. Okay. Let's start out with number 25 on our top 25 HBCU football players. We begin with an All-American punter by the name of Chris Fadul that attended Florida A&M University. Now, Chris happens to be the only punter / kicker that made the top 25 list. Now, you may say,
why?
Why? Right? Well, he had 40 punts in the 2019 season. Now, this was the last year that FAMU was in the MEAC, right? Pre-COVID. 49, he had a 46.0 average, total of 1,841 yards and a net 46. Now, what was interesting is Fadul had just as almost as equal season average in the first year that FAMU went into the SWAC in 2021, right? The next year, I think in 2022 is when he got injured because he only punted 11 times in 2022. That injury moved him out of that into, I think when he came back in 23, his average had dropped to about 40. Yeah. But he was All-American in 19, All-American in 2021. So this is one of those cases, Drew, where we had to kind of look at the 2 years, 19 or 21, and we went with 19. I think because maybe it was just a tick more in terms of the amount of yards. And again, look, he's the only special. If this was the greatest special teams punter and kicker of the quarter century, this is it. Yeah.
And the controversy has already started in the chat, Brian.
Of course, because you're like,
but
how did you punter and special?
But I'm going to say this. How many of you all, yes, this is for a single season. How many of you all, how many of your teams wish they had somebody who could flip the field? Or, no, they've got somebody who could boot their ball through the uprights when the pressure counts. This was part of the way FAMU could play defense on that during that particular year. Everybody forgets, Brian, that 2019 season, were it not for the sanctions self-imposed, FAMU is probably your national champion. FAMU won the MEAC.
Well, they were the BCSN national champions.
They were the BCSN national champion. That was even though A&T claimed the national championship that year, of the 3-year run that A&T had, that was by far the down year of the 3 years that they had. And Florida A&M beat A&T that year.
They did.
Yes. So to have a weapon like this on your team, and you got to think about it, that 46 average Think about how many times he has to put the ball inside the 20 and can't let that leg go. And to still have an average like that, Bryan.
Yeah.
That's half the field.
Right. All right. So let's move over to number 24. Number 24 is one of your alums there, fellow alum, Drayton Lawrence, cornerback.
Florence.
Drayton Florence. Number 24, Tuskegee University. Was it university in 2022?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Check. I'm messing.
Been university since 81.
Yeah, the 2002 member, right? 5 interceptions that year, 15 pass breakups, all SIAC. Florence, I'm reading right here from Tuskegee. He was inducted into the 2023 SIAC Hall of Fame class. He was the first Tuskegee football player ever to earn Division II All-American in both the AP and the American Coaches Association. He had 3 interception returns for a touchdown in a Golden Tire uniform. But in that final season, the 2002 season, he finished 5th in the nation in passes defended per game, which is 1.8. So, yeah, Drew, I think that's pretty doggone good. And you said something. Now, he would go on to be picked in the second round of the 2003 NFL draft, pick number 46 by the
Chargers.
Went on to play 11 seasons in the NFL. And you were talking about how he didn't get a lot of balls thrown his way.
No, he didn't. Especially, he was there for 2 years, especially the year before, because a lot of people don't realize that Tuskegee secondary in 2001, which Florence was a part of, and I know we're talking about the 2002 season, had 3 NFL players in their secondary as a Division II. Roosevelt Williams, Drayton Florence, and Frank Walker. These were not UDFAs. All 3 players were drafted out of Tuskegee.
Right. I love this already. I would love to hear this. Okay, right off the bat, because of pick number 25, I want a number. I'm not going to set a line. I want WSSU Ram
we
Nation
know
to
what
set
the
a
line is.
We know what the line is. I want to see him set the line. We've already got one. I want to hear it real quick. What do you think the number is?
Will there be any more?
Will there be any more? Come on, somebody get it in the chat. I'm appreciate you, Bam Talk, for signing in, being a member for a year, man. That is awesome, man. Thank you for the love and support. Appreciate you.
Let's move on to 23.
Ram set 5 Rattlers. So the number is 4.5. 4.5. So that's what he's saying. 4.5. So he's saying 5. Oh my God.
Look at Jeremiah.
What is Jeremiah? See, it'll be interesting to see how many Tigers versus how many Rattlers. See, because you guys swear, and then he said 3 Golden Tigers. There we go. All right, man. No love. Will there be any Rams in this list? We'll see. All right, moving over to 23. Number 23, Jordan Bentley, Alabama A&M running back. In Bentley's senior season, Bentley rushed for 1,417 yards, 18 rushing touchdowns, SWAC Offensive Player of the Year in that 23 season, or excuse me, in that 2019 season, again, senior season. I noticed he was also back in 2016, he was a SWAC newcomer of the year or freshman of the year. I think it's newcomer of the year for that award for freshmen. So yeah, I was trying to, let me see if I pulled up my info here on Bentley. Anything else you want to add there on Bentley?
Nah, but I do got to talk about some of these people in this chat, man. So I want to let you finish off.
Wait until we get into the tunnel, into the. He was a first team All-American by Box to Row, second team by Hero Sports. He was an FCS All-American, 18 touchdowns, first team All-SWAC in 2019. All right. Number 22, Felix Harper, Alcorn State quarterback. Now, the 2019 season was a season in which Harper led the Braves to a SWAC championship, back to the Celebration Bowl, 2,900 yards passing, 33 passing touchdowns. I think he also had some rushing touchdowns. I think he had 6 rushing touchdowns, if I recall the stats that I saw. So in total, just under 40. And never forget that Celebration Bowl game in which Harper,
the joystick game.
Yeah, Harper accounted for 5 touchdowns. North Carolina A&T's quarterback accounted for 6 passing touchdowns.
Was that Renard?
No, this was after.
That was after Renard.
This is I think it's Carter. Carter was the young man. I think his last name was Carter. Kylan Carter, I think was the name of A&T, and this was the A&T 3 and 4 years. This was the third and last Celebration Bowl, I believe, that they would have under their belt. But Harper had a great season. He also had a good season coming back out of COVID. But this was, it was the year before. I think it was the year before. Yeah, it was the year before. But this was the season, and Harper wasn't a big guy, as you can see in the photo, but man, he could spin it. And he just carried on a trend of Alcorn State quarterbacks that had great seasons there with that, and they won those 6 division titles. Is that what it was? Something like that? In
5 or 6, East? Yeah. They dominated the teams in the East.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to number 21. Jerome Johnson of Bowie State. Khalil Carter. Thank you, Jamie. Khalil Carter. Jerome Johnson, quarterback for Bowie State, had to take over after a legend, Amir Hall. And all he did was keep the thing going, Drew. The 2019 season, he passed for 2,159 yards, 25 touchdowns, also ran for 553 and 10 touchdowns, was the CIAA Player of the Year. What was interesting about Johnson, Drew, we talked about that debate of 2 seasons.
One season, Jeremiah.
Right. Again, this is all 1 season, guys. So in 2 seasons, right? He also had an outstanding year in 2021 in which Bowie State actually went, where'd they go? They went to the regional quarterfinals that year. They played the 3rd game, so they won 2 games in the playoffs.
I thought this was the year they went to the 3rd game.
No, this was the year that they actually lost.
Okay.
They lost. They were hosting. They lost the home game, but they went undefeated. What it was. This was the year that they went unbeaten going into the playoffs. They went 11-0 in the regular season, lost in the playoffs. Yeah. And then, of course, COVID took out the 2020 year. He came back in the next year, and that team went all the way to the Elite Eight in the playoffs. They flopped in the playoffs that season. So, all right. So again, breaking down the top 25 again, you had and all of them were 2019. Look, 4 guys from the 2019 season, Drew. You had Fadul. This was the year before COVID. You had Fadul at 25, Drayton Florence from 2002, Jordan Bentley from 2019, Felix Harper from 2019, Jerome Johnson in 2019 as well.
Pretty good year.
Yeah, not a bad year. Not a bad year at all. 2019.
Our last full year before the world stopped.
Before everything just kind of stopped. Exactly. All right. So there's the first 5. We got 20 more to go. How you feeling, Drew?
I'm feeling good. I just want to know if Israel still think there's no objectivity on this list. Just because nobody from Jackson State has appeared yet.
Yep. Let's see. So 5 names. Yeah.
5 names and no D. But guess what? Maybe that means D might be higher.
Exactly, Jeremiah. This was the bottom 5. This was the bottom 5 of the top 25. Yeah. So come on now.
I'm mad that both my alma maters had somebody in the bottom 5.
Yeah.
I need them with people up higher.
All right. Let's go ahead and take that break come back with the quick break and come back with the next group from 20 to 16. We might even do the top. We might even get through 2 sets of 5 here in this next segment. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling. The controversies will begin, especially here. Now that we move into the top 20, I'm telling you, man,
once we get to 10, that's when y'all gonna really start having conversations.
Oh man, y'all, yeah, I can see it coming already. It's coming a mile away. I can feel it. I'm nervous now. But okay. We knew this was gonna happen, so we're looking forward to it. Hang tight with us. You're watching the BCSN Sports Wrap right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back with the next 5, maybe 10 in our top 25 players of the 2000s. No, that's not how I'm saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, top 25 and 20. They all are the 2000s.
Top 25 since 2000. There we go. That's a better way of saying it. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
I'm returning to Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being heard.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Sugar Chateau Desserts is a specialty bakery located in the Charlotte, North Carolina metro area. We will create delicious and one-of-a-kind treats for any occasion. Sugar Chateau is currently shipping cakes in a jar, offering a variety of different flavors in a single-serve container that can help you celebrate in accordance with social distancing. Place your orders today by calling 803-526-7895 or visiting sugarchateaudesserts.com.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Attention football fans. The Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff is back in Atlanta on August 23rd. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC Southern. Join us at Center Park Stadium for a full day of tailgating, football, and band. For more information and tickets, visit MEACSWACchallenge.com.
All right, welcome back to the BCSN Sports Wrap. Bryan and A.D here. Glad to be back on the air here. Again, we're going through the top 25 HBCU football players from the first quarter century of the, of this millennium.
Yeah.
Since 2000, single season best. Inevitably, there's going to be names left off. So again, as you see this list, as you see names, the biggest question will be when you see a name that we left off, well, where would you put them and who would you take off? So that's always what's going to happen. All right. Just a quick recap, Drew, of 21 through 25 for anybody who might just be joining us. Chris Fadul, punter, the only punter or kicker to make our top 25. Drayton Florence, All-American defensive back from Tuskegee, 24. All-American running back, Jordan Bentley, 23. Felix Harper of Alcorn, 22, and Jerome Johnson of Bowie State coming in at 20 or at 21.
I got another question for people before we move on, Bryan.
Yeah.
Somebody drop in there the over/under on number of quarterbacks total on this list. We've got 2 so far. I want to see how many quarterbacks people think we're going to have on this list.
Okay.
Yeah. Van Talk says 6,
Israel
8.
got 8.
Yeah.
Ram Nation got 8.
8. G-Born.
A lot of people thinking 8. Oh, stuttering Newt 10.
Oh my God.
You know what? I didn't even look at how many, Drew. So
I really don't. I mean, I know some of the names, but I didn't count 1, 2, 3 when putting the slide together.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's see if we got a quarterback next.
All right. Coming in next at number 20, Leonard Tillery of Southern University. 2016 season, ran for 1,865 yards, which allowed him to become, in which he became in that season, the SWAC's all-time rushing leader. He was a first-team all-SWAC player. Would end up losing the Offensive Player of the Year to Devontae Kincaid of Grambling. It should be noted, I think what was interesting, looking at that Southern team from 2016, I think that was Dawson Odom's first year. That game between Southern and Grambling decided who would go on to the Celebration Bowl that year, in which Grambling would end up winning the Celebration Bowl, right? So 2016, Tillery. Interesting. Okay. Any comments, any thoughts there? I already see somebody say it should have been higher. So there we go.
All right.
Too low.
That's why you create lists. Same reason you create polls. These are conversation pieces. Please feel free to do your own. Please feel free to at us at MyBCSN1 on all social media and give us your opinion.
All right. And the reason I'm pausing for a second, Drew, because I got so many different doggone notes here.
Yeah, because we ran about 3 different documents in addition to a spreadsheet.
Right. Okay.
But that's how much research we had to do to put this together, everybody. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to number 19, Javon Hargrave, South Carolina State. In the 2015 season, of course, Hargrave played for South Carolina State. In that final season, he recorded 59 total tackles, 22 for loss, 13 and a half sacks, forced 2 fumbles, was a first-team All-MEAC player for the second consecutive year, earned FCS All-American honors. He was recently inducted into the MEAC Hall of Fame in 2024, inducted into the South Carolina State Hall of Fame in 2022. Did go on to play in the NFL. Is he still playing in the NFL?
Ooh, good question.
He was drafted in the 3rd round, pick number 89 by the Steelers. He played 4 seasons for the Steelers after spending 3 years with the Eagles. So I think he's still okay. So yeah, he's with the Vikings. He's still playing with the Vikings right now. Okay.
Yeah. Right. And I appreciate everybody saying Hargrave should be higher. But when you see some of these names above him, you may see why he fell that low.
This is tough.
This was a tough list, everybody.
Look, this was not easy. 1 to 18. I think so. I think they were. Okay, let's move to number 18. Let's find out who's 18. Quarterback Quinn Gray of Florida A&M, coming in the 2001 season, a long time ago, right? This is right at the turn of the century. He led FAMU to back-to-back MEAC titles there in 2001. Of course, part of Billy Joe's Gulf Coast offense. In his senior season, passed for over 3,200 yards, 30-plus touchdowns, all MEAC first team. Won an HBCU national championship with FAMU that year, back-to-back years, in which Quinn led the Rattlers to MEAC titles in both years. So
we got somebody who's running the spreadsheet over there in the back, Brian.
Oh man. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll just kind of keep it going. Let the comments flow in.
No, Israel, he is not the first quarterback. He's actually the 3rd quarterback on this list, behind Felix Harper and Jerome Johnson. Felix Harper of Alcorn State, Jerome Johnson of Bowie State.
Right. All right. Let's move forward here. Number 17. This one was interesting. Might have been slept on by a lot of people. Again, when you got to go back and remember what happened 20, 23, 24 years ago, you kind of forget about these great seasons. And this is the case in point right here with number 17. Bobby Wilson, running back for Tuskegee in the 2001 season, and I think, Drew, this still to date might have been the greatest single season rushing for a Tuskegee football player.
It is.
1,878 rushing yards, 21 touchdowns. That he was all SIC. They won a national championship. And I sent you a few more stats on this because there were some interesting things that in going back and look, in 277 attempts that season, he averaged 156.5 yards per game. He had 23 total rushing touchdowns. I know that stat says 21, but did a little extra math. He had 24 total. Get this. How many? I think Tuskegee played, they were 11-1 that season, if I'm not mistaken. In all 12 games, he had 100-plus yard rushing games, which is still a record.
Yeah.
And scored 146 points, which kind of carries over into the
Yeah.
So,
hey, Edwin, that all-time leading rusher, that was for a career. This is a single season number. That's why this one gets on the list.
Yeah. All right. What do the comments say?
Some people are wondering why a single season was over the all-time leading SWAC rusher, but like I said, this is a single season number. Remember, we're looking at single seasons, not
Looking
career.
at single seasons. Looking at single seasons. And again, what did that 2001 Tuskegee team do, Drew?
National champion.
National champions. National champions.
Championships matter.
All right. All right, here we go. Number 16. I got a feeling this one people may fuss at and say is too low. I don't know, Drew. We'll see. Number 16. Devontae Kincaid, quarterback, Grambling State. Now, Kincaid had 2 very good seasons at Grambling State. The 2016 season, I believe, was the first of the 2, if I'm correct. I know he had 2 of them. And this was the year. I got to check the math here on this, Drew. I had this in there. Was this the first or the second one? So he had 2,900 passing yards, 31 total touchdowns. He was the offensive player of the year.
This was the championship. This was the year that they won it.
This was the Celebration Bowl. This is the Celebration Bowl.
This Celebration Bowl championship year.
Yeah, this was the first year. So this was, of course, coming in as a transfer from the University of Mississippi, coming over to Grambling and having a great season. And then he followed it up in 2017 with another great season in this. Yeah, I think Kincaid's numbers, again, might be low, you know.
Tough. It's tough.
It's tough, you know. And he followed, well, I can't say he necessarily followed, but came about a decade after another great Grambling quarterback. And so I would ask Grambling State fans, who would you have higher? You know, Devontae Kincaid or Bruce Eugene, who was about, 10 years before Kincaid? You know, that's an interesting debate. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you know, some of you guys who do remember seeing these guys play, you know, says a lot. All right, so here we go. Reviewing from 16 to 25. You know, the most recent 5, Devontae Kincaid at 16, Bobby Wilson, 17, Quinn Gray at 18, Javon Hargrave at 19, Leonard Tillery at 20. All right.
You know what I want to know, Brian? How many of these names had the people in the chat forgotten about until we just brought them up again? And you have that, oh yeah, I remember him moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing comments. The interceptions for Kincaid were low. I thought I had that stat on here. Kincaid's numbers here. Yeah. Well, I don't have them, so apparently. But that Grambling team, of course, 12-1 overall record, 9-0 in the conference, SWAC Celebration Bowl title, Black College National champs, all in his first season. So not a bad debut. Man. Okay, so there's the list.
Quarterback
count so far.
I believe it's 5. Let's see. Harper,
Kincaid,
Johnson.
Gray, Johnson, Harper, 4.
4. Okay. We're 4.
All right. Woo. All right. Do we take a break or go into the next 5?
Don't give us any ideas, A&T, Roy.
What do you want to do? Keep it going or take a break?
Let's get to the 10, and then
right.
we'll take a break,
at
and
the 10.
then we can really tease that out.
Oh man. Okay. Here we go. Number 15. Dominic Rogers-Cromartie of Tennessee State. His 2007 season for Cromartie, in which he would be drafted 16th overall by the Arizona Cardinals. In this season, he would go on to be the first Tennessee State Tiger in the first round drafted since 1974, when Ed Too Tall Jones and Wayman Bryant were selected. He had 3 returns for touchdowns in that season, 2 interceptions, 1 kick return. He had 1,016 all-purpose yards. He blocked 4 kicks, and he started 38 consecutive games over his career. Again, we're not basing that. I'm just mentioning that, okay? So don't get up in an uproar about that. But we're looking at the individual season, an All-American defensive back, and of course, just recently inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame. That's number 15, Dominic DRC.
Man, anytime you get 10 picks in anybody's season, high school, college, professional, that's a good season, bro.
I don't think he had that. I don't think it was. Well, okay. I'm not sure if it was 10 in that season though, Drew. I think that was over the course of his career. He did have the 3 return touchdowns in that season, and the 1,016 all-purpose yards. Again, as a special teams guy, and he was also a heck of a track athlete too. Won an OVC Indoor Track Championship MVP award running track, where he won 3 indoor and outdoor titles in the OVC at that time. So when you talk about a dual sport guy, he definitely was that. All right. Here we go. Number 14. Number 14, wide receiver, Xavier Smith of Florida A&M. 2019, the year in the MEAC, the last year in the MEAC for FAMU. We've kind of talked about what that year was for him, was for FAMU. But, you know, Xavier Smith had 2 very interesting seasons. He had the 2019 season. He also had the 2022 season, where when you look at the numbers, this might have been, they were very similar. He may have caught more receptions in 2021, but in terms of yardage and yards per game, this 2019 season, which I think he was a sophomore, a red shirt sophomore, right?
Right.
This was the game in which the season he averaged over 100 yards per. And again, we talk about impact on winning. This was a FAMU team that was the best team in the MEAC, would have gone to the Celebration Bowl had it not been for the self-imposed sanctions, ended up winning a Black College National Championship. He was an HBCU All-American that season. I had some other numbers. Let me see if I can find those other stats on Smith while I let you go through the chats, and obviously the hate is real. He was a Black College All-American, an AFCA second team All-American, All-American from Hero Sports, Box to Row All-American. He ranked 5th in the nation in receiving yards per game, 105.4. 9th in the nation in receptions per game with 7. He recorded a career-high 201 receiving yards against Southern. Again, we had 201 receiving yards, which at the time was 19th most in the FCS. He had 12 receptions against Norfolk State, 100-plus receiving yards in 6 games that season. So was a heck of a breakout season for Xavier Smith. And of course, he would go on to have a standout season in, his final turn, and then would eventually go on to receive an opportunity where he has flourished with the LA Rams still.
Yeah. Do I detect a bit of jealousy here, Brian, from Emmett? And Emmett's I forgot. Don't get me wrong. Where Emmett, your team is who? Who's Emmett's team? Southern? Is Emmett a Southern guy? I mean, Emmett. Do I need to really remind you that Tuskegee is the winningest HBCU in the nation?
Don't do that.
And FAMU is the second winningest HBCU in the nation.
All right.
And how many national championships
have
those two teams won?
Don't do that. Don't do
that. I'm sorry. Let's move on to number 13.
All right. Let's move over to number 13. Lubert Danellis, very recent. Benedict, of course, played under Chennis Berry. This was one of the undefeated Benedict teams. In 2022, Lubert had 14 sacks, 21 tackles for loss, 51 tackles. Benedict had one of the nation's top defenses in 2022. He was a defensive player of the year, All-American. He had 2 really good seasons, and then I think he transferred with Berry to South Carolina State. Did he not?
I don't remember if he made the jump, but I believe this defense, Brian, if I remember right, did not give up like an offensive touchdown all season until the SIAC championship game, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was a hell of a defense.
Yeah, heck of a defense by Berry and
look him up, Edwin. Look him up. He was a force to be.
Really, Edwin said who? Are you serious? Come on.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, but I mean, I get it.
That's a swag bias coming in, Brian.
That's right. Okay, Emmett's a Grambling guy. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Emmett. I appreciate you clarifying. All right. Let's move over to number 12. I'm curious to see whether you guys think this is too low. It's another one of those. Davius Richard, number 12, North Carolina Central. Jamie, too high. All right. Davius Richard in 2023, 2,177 passing yards, 21 touchdowns. He rushed for 630, had 18 touchdowns. So again, think of that. 39 total touchdowns, passing and rushing. MEAC Offensive Player of the Year, Cole Deacon Jones Trophy winner, and more importantly, won the Celebration Bowl, leading North Carolina Central to an overtime victory over unbeaten Jackson State. Too low. It's again, when you keep note of this, Stuttering Newt, when you see the top 10, let me know who comes out of the top 10 if you're moving Davius Richard in. That's all I want to know.
And move another quarterback on the quarterback list.
That's 5 now, right? 5 quarterbacks?
Believe so.
5 quarterbacks now. 5 quarterbacks. All right. Let me see.
Stutter Noop says that's 6.
6? Sure. Okay.
We about to get to the 10, so
we're about to get the recap. Okay, let's go to number 11. The White Tiger, Casey Thoreau. I think I said the last name correct. Jackson State, 2011. Now, this was his second year at Jackson State. He already had a great 2010 coming in, but in 2011, passed for 3,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, was first team All-SWAC, Offensive Player of the Year. Jackson State was the 20th place ranking in the USA Today top 25 poll, 18th in the coaches poll. However, Drew, because of tie-breaking rules, now this is back when everybody in the SWAC played everybody, so you had a 9-game season. Because Jackson State was in a 3-way tie with Alabama State and Alabama A&M this 2011 season, a 9-2 record went nowhere for this Jackson State team, as they were co-East Division champs and unfortunately didn't get a chance to play for a SWAC title. Same thing happened to them, sadly, the year before in 2010, where they lost out on a tiebreaker to, I think it was Alabama State that season. And then Thorold leaves graduates after 2011. The 2012 season, Jackson State goes to the championship finally.
And loses to UAPB.
Right, lose to UAPB. Then they go back again in 23 and actually get it done. All of this under, okay, thank you, Jeremiah. Thorold. Okay, appreciate the clarification. Casey Thorold. And so, yeah, that, hey, this was a heck of a run for Jackson State. Was this the golden era? Feels like
this is the end of the Comegy era.
Comegy era. This feels like that same little. This is a similar run that Jackson State is in right now. They had this at the beginning of the 2010 decade.
And then the dark years came.
The dark years. I apologize for butchering the name. Again, so the White Tiger, but Casey Thorold. Hope I said that right. All right. Let's break it down now. So now y'all tell us what the quarterback situation is looking like. Again, this is 11 through 15. 11 is Casey. 12 is Davius Richard. 13, Lubert Danellis. 11 was Xavier Smith. 15 was Rogers Cromartie. Does it go to 16 through?
Yes, next slide.
Okay, and then there's 16 through 25. Kincaid, Wilson, Gray, Hargrave, Tillery, Jerome Johnson, 21. Felix Harper.
That's 6.
Jordan Bentley, Drayton Florence, Chris Fadul. So how many quarterbacks you get?
I count 6.
All right, we count 6. Ooh. All right, Drew.
Now it's time. All right, y'all.
All right.
Top 10 time.
You've seen 11 through 25. Now top 10. Now this is where we can begin to tease, Drew. Hold on. Let me get the banner ready. Let me get the banner ready. Hold on.
So everybody who's saying somebody is too low, when you see this top 10, tell us who you replace and move that person up. Tell us who you moving up and who you taking out.
Right. Who's in your top 10 of best HBCU football players since 2000? And even going one step further, Drew, is there anybody that we've listed in the top in 11 through 25 that should be in the top 10?
That's what I said. Who you gonna put in the top 10?
Oh, okay.
You gotta put out. You gotta pull somebody out.
All right. Let's take a break. Come back and introduce you to numbers 6 through 10. Right after this break, you're watching the BCSN Sports Wrap right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Football fans, HBCU Football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
It's like a loop machine. Going around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU Sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
All right. Welcome back to the BCSN SportsWrap. Bryan and A.D. here. Just kind of scrolling through, kind of seeing as we get ready to go into the top 10.
Yeah.
Just kind of scrolling here to see if what I see here. Emmett thinks we're on pace for 10 quarterbacks. Interesting.
Yeah. I do want to say this, Bryan, while you go through that. I want to thank the members of the Black College Sports Network when we presented this list to them on yesterday, our preliminary list. They threw some names out that jarred some memories for Bryan and myself, some names that we had not thought about. So shout out to some of the members of the Black College Sports Network for putting their 2 cents in and giving us other food for thought as we put this list together.
Are they actually claiming help on it or claiming support of this? Once this gets out, they may disavow us here.
They may disavow us.
You'll see some people on some shows talking about it. I had nothing to do with that list. That was all Bryan and Drew. I don't know what they were thinking about. I don't know how they left this guy off.
Yeah. Hey, Edwin, this is a logo from a international basketball team that I've been associated with since 2013. They are currently in the States right now doing their American tour. I helped put their American tour together. And so, I just decided I was actually supposed to go meet them today, but Bryan and I spent so much time working on this list, I didn't get a chance to go meet them today.
Wow.
And Roy doesn't put any input into this stuff. Not at this level. Roy punches buttons in the back. That's what he does. And Dr. Cavill is too busy sipping on Bohemian martinis to help us out this week. So,
man, tough questions in the chat, Drew. Tough questions.
We got Tuskegee in there, Ram Nation. Tuskegee's in here.
Oh my God, that's great. That's a great clapback right there. Oh man. Okay.
Let's review so we can really get this conversation going. Bryan, we might break the internet with this one.
All right, here we go. This is 16 to 25. Again, just recapping. Starting from the bottom, Chris Fadul. Hold on. Take the comments off for a second. Okay. From 25, Chris Fadul, Drayton Florence, Jordan Bentley, Felix Harper, Jerome Johnson. At 20, Leonard Tillery. 19, Javon Hargrave. 18, Quinn Gray. 17, Bobby Wilson. 16, Devontae Kincaid. 15, Dominic Rogers-Cromartie. 14, Xavier Smith. 13, Lubert Danellis. 12, Davius Richard. 11, Casey Turow. All right, here we go. Chalk that one up too. I'm just taking notes of different names I'm seeing. I'm like, man, thanks. Yeah. Okay. Again, all right, let's just get to it.
For everybody who's putting names in the chat, come with some stats.
Yeah.
Come with some stats first. You got to come with stats before you think about taking somebody out. I want to know what they did. And we know some of these people have had great NFL careers and multiple seasons, but for that one season, what did they do? Let's go, Bryan.
I was going to say something, but let me go to number 10. Number 10. Chris Rowland, wide receiver, Tennessee State. Rowland in the 2019 season, 1,436 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 return touchdowns. He was the Deacon Jones Black College Hall of Fame Football Player of the Year, was the Ohio Valley Offensive Player of the Year, with 2 all OVC first team selections, not only as a receiver, but as a return specialist. Ended up getting an invite to the NFLPA Bowl. He set the single season record for receptions at 104.
Broke Jerry Rice's record.
Right. 104 broke the FCS record of Jerry Rice, which had stood since 1984. So when we talk about great individual seasons, he was the only player in Division I or Division II to record a touchdown, receiving, rushing, kickoff, and punt return. He led the nation in receiving yards per game, 119.8, and finished the regular season as the leader in receiving yards. I don't know. Do I need to give any more? I think that's a heck of a resume. And what went on to, well, I'll tell you why, Edwin, you may not remember him because
you too deep in the swag, Edwin. That's why you don't remember.
Well, I'm gonna go. This Tennessee State team was sadly 3-7 overall, 2-6 in conference. That's why you may not remember. But again, go back to what was that segment of 5 where we had what the 2019? We've already talked about names like Xavier Smith, Felix Harper, Jordan Bentley,
2019 is a popular year on this.
2019, that was a heck of a year. And a guy who would think about what you had to do to be the Deacon Jones Player of the Year amongst that caliber and class of guys. And he was on a bad team. Well, again, this is about individual seasons, guys. Individual seasons. Any other questions or debates regarding Roland?
Let's move
and
on.
I think he just won. Didn't he just win? He won a professional championship with the DC Defenders in the
Defenders, yes.
In the
UFL.
in the XFL. Yeah, or what is it?
UFL
That
now.
was okay, thank
No,
you. Okay,
XFL division.
Gotcha.
Or XFL conference.
Okay. All right. Number 9. This one's close to my heart. Darius Leonard, number 9, or Darius Shaquille Leonard, as he would more so want to be referred to today as Shaq Leonard. South Carolina State, 2016 season. This was his last year at South Carolina State. He would be a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, I believe, for the MEAC in South Carolina State. This 2016 season, 124 tackles, 14.5 tackles for, again, 124 tackles, and I think 78 were solo. 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. Would go on to be, let me see. I'm reading here. He was all MEAC honors all 4 seasons he played. The Defensive Player of the Year in 16 and 17. He was the HBCU Defensive Player of the Year twice. Would go on to be drafted in the 2nd round by my beloved Indianapolis Colts. One of the great draft picks by Chris Ballard. And yeah, I mean, just an outstanding season. Would go on. He would earn first-team All-Pro honors. Unfortunately, dealt with some injuries and kind of cut short his what I thought was going to be a 10-year career. I think he may even be out of the league right now. But yeah, Darius Leonard, number 9. Darius Shaquille Leonard. All right. Ready for number 8?
Let's roll.
Number 8. You ready to add to the quarterback list? Akil Glass of Alabama A&M, the 2021 fall season. Notice I have to preface it by saying the fall season because the 2021 spring season is when Alabama A&M won a SWAC championship with Akil Glass leading them. But he would come back in the fall season, throw 3,500 yards plus, 36 touchdowns, was the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, the Deacon Jones winner, averaged 356.8 yards per game, had a passing efficiency of 160.8. They only played 10 games that season, Drew, which I think was the travesty. I think they got left. They missed an opportunity to go to the playoff because they only played 10 games. They never got that 11th game. I forgot what happened.
And one of those games was a D2 game, if I remember. I believe they played Tuskegee that year. So one of those games didn't count.
Right.
When it comes to the rankings.
Right. He ranked in the top 10 nationally in 9 different NCAA statistical categories. He ranked 5th in the FCS in passing yards per game and yards per attempt, 6th in passing touchdowns, passing yards, and passing efficiency, 7th in total points responsible for and total offense, 8th in completions per game, 25.9. So yeah, I mean, just he would have 5 games in which he passed for at least 400 passing yards, 2 of which broke his own record with 446 yards and 4 touchdowns and 462 yards and 5 scores. And I will say, if you missed the opening game of the season between him and who was South Carolina State's quarterback? Corey Fields at the time?
I believe so.
That was one of the great shootouts. I think it was like 42-41 or 45-41, something like that. Glass versus it was a great opening game season. And we really thought Alabama A&M was really going to make a run.
Yeah, it was a defense optional game.
Yeah, it was. But unfortunately, they ran into a 3-game losing streak. They got ran off the field by Jackson State that season. And South Carolina State would actually be the team that would go on to the Celebration Bowl and beat Jackson State. So, yeah. So, what a run. All right, how many quarterbacks is that now?
8.
Is it 8?
Was it 6?
No, I got 7.
7 now. 7.
7. All right, come on now, Drew. Okay. The scooter game. The 61-15 blowout. That was the scooter game. Funny stuff. All right, here we go. Number 7. Another Alabama A&M Bulldog. Robert Mathis. Robert Mathis in 2002 recorded, he set an NCAA Division I single season record with 20 sacks. He was the SWAC Defensive Player of the Year that season. He would go on to finish a career at Alabama A&M with 223 total tackles, 46 sacks, 7 fumble recoveries, all before entering the draft in 2003, where he was drafted by my Colts again. Should be a Pro Hall of Famer, by the way. It should be a Pro Hall of Famer. He was drafted in the 5th round by the Colts. Yeah. He was inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame in 2020. He was also part of the SWAC 100, one of the 100 greatest SWAC football players back in 2020, back when the SWAC had their honors to recognize them. What's the reaction on Mathis, Drew?
A couple people think he possibly should be in the top 5. And I think I know where they're going to say that switch should be made. Knowing who's in the top 5.
Well, it's but it'll be up for debate. When you see it and look at it and say, well, who had the better defensive year? Right? Sturdy Noob says too low.
Let's go to number 6 so we can tease them.
Number 6. Remember Amir Hall? Amir Hall was that dude. Bowie State, number 6, Amir Hall. The 2017 season, he threw for 3,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Look at the touchdown to interception ratio, 41-4. CIAA Offensive Player of the Year, All-American. He would repeat as the now this was the 17 season. This was the first year.
This was the first year, not the second year.
Right. He won the Deacon Jones Award the first year. And you're like, well, why didn't he why this year, not the other year? Well, the touchdown to interception ratio, Drew, is what pushed it over. I think the other season, the 2018 season, I think was like 30 in the 30s. He had 10 interceptions. It wasn't a 41-4 number. I mean, this was this was just insane. 41-4 were the numbers for that season.
And just as important, Brian, CIAA championship and playoff run.
Yeah. Outstanding year and career for Amir Hall. Remember, we got a chance to go see him. I think it was his last game where we went to Valdosta to go see them.
Yes.
Yeah. And still never quite understood how he never.
Right.
Oh, Edwin, man. Ram Nation said it was the next year that they won the CIAA 18.
That's right. This was the year they finished second, but still made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Trent Cannon, yeah. They didn't make the CIA that year. Trent Cannon and Virginia State won that year.
Yes.
All right.
So
top five, the this is really 6 through 10.
So we're at 8 quarterbacks.
So again, Chris Rowland at 10, Darius Leonard 9, Akil Glass at 8, Robert Mathis at 7, Amir Hall at 6. All right. So that leaves 5 left.
So
now, are there any more? Do I have any more recap graphics after this?
I don't remember. Hold up. We're gonna have to pull it down and see. Oops. No, not till we get to the end. So, right. Brian, while we take this break, now it's time for you guys to put your top 5 in. You've seen 6 through 25. Let's see your top 5. Who's going to be in this top 5, everybody? Not your top 5. Who's going to be in our top 5?
I kind of want to know who their top 5 is.
Okay, let's give your top 5.
At this
give
point,
us your top 5.
At this point, you got to realize there are certain names that haven't been said yet.
Yes.
And the question is, are they in the top 5 or did they even not make the top 25? And that part is going to be, I may not be able to sleep tonight, Drew, because I may lose sleep over missing out on names.
And our full confession, there have been a couple of names that came across this comment and we've been like, oh crap. How we forget that name? So thank y'all for putting those out there. But this is why we put this together, to create this conversation.
I would love to partner. We talk. Hey, look, I would love to partner with one of our. We got a few folks that watch us, right? Man, how about can we do a collab? Maybe we can collab with another with another entity that publishes articles on the web. And maybe we can do a collab with a final top 25. Maybe our list, their list, and do a collab. Or I don't know, Drew. Maybe we just go back to that same group of BCSN folks, and say who do we leave off and where should we put them, and maybe we should do a whole new one. I don't know, Drew. I'm kind of torn now because I'm a perfectionist and I'm like I want this to be perfect, but then again, Drew, it's a list. What list is perfect, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We just gonna have to own this. We're just gonna have to own all the. We're gonna have to own the praise and the criticism that comes with this. All the angst that comes with this.
All the acts that we're gonna get. And I wonder how many people gonna come up to us at media days and be like,
"How did y'all leave off so and so?
Exactly.
Why did you have so and so?"
But you know what that means, Brian? Somebody watching us. Somewhere, somebody's watching us.
Right.
Or somebody's following us.
Yeah. I want to recognize I saw a couple of super chats in there earlier. Band Talk, thank you. let me see. What was his question? He dropped a question in here. What player has the most interceptions in a single season in the past 25 years?
And I think a couple of people have answered that in the chat. Bethea, I believe.
Was it Bethea?
That's what a couple of people in the chat put in there because I noted that.
Oh man. Okay. Wow.
All right, here we go. Rashad. No. There we go.
I knew it had to be somebody. I knew it had to be somebody from Bethune. Okay, so if Mathis is in, who we taking out? Are we taking out one of those defensive backs, or are we taking out an offensive guy? I just want to say, who you taking out? Huh? Who you taking out? If Mathis is not in the top 5, who comes out of the top 25? And then where are you putting Mathis? I've seen Antoine Bethea. If Bethea is not in the top 5, because we haven't seen him in 6 through 25, who are you taking out? Come on now, you guys. That's the question. So again, if you're gonna give us your 5, or you're gonna criticize or comment, who are you taking out? Who are you putting in? Let's take that break, Drew.
Keep putting some names in the chat, y'all. Keep putting some names in the chat so we get to this top 5.
Yeah, let's come back here. Short break. Come back with the final 5. We love our top 5s, don't we, Drew? So here we go. The top 5 players in HBCU football since 2000. We may have gotten 6 through 25 wrong, Drew. But I will put up our top 5 against anybody else's top 5. Bold statement, bold prediction.
When we come back from break, we'll see, Bryan.
All right, there you go.
Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Brian Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN SportsWrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN SportsWrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU Sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Football fans, HBCU football is back in the ATL with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. Representing the MEAC, North Carolina Central, and representing the SWAC, Southern, Eagles, Jaguars, the Marching Sound Machine, the Human Jukebox. The kickoff trophy is up for grabs, and bragging rights are on the line. The rivalry is real. Bring the family and join us pre-game for the fun-filled Coca-Cola fan experience, including band jamborees, food, activations, and fellowship. For tickets and information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
Welcome back to the BCSN Sports Wrap. Brian and Drew.
Brian.
5 more to go.
We getting roasted. We are getting roasted over here, Brian.
Oh man, let me see it. Go ahead. What are you seeing?
We are getting roasted. Okay, let's see. Shadura better be on the list. All right.
All right.
Antoine Bethea or Robert Mathis or 1-2. Anything else is foolish. Tavares Jackson got to be on the list. Did have a great year at Alabama State. Here's our Rashad Mathis. We already hit this comment. But that College Hall of Fame. I'm gonna let that marinate. How about this?
I think everybody on our top 5 is Black College Football Hall of Fame worthy.
If not already there.
If not already in. There you go.
All right. TC
Taylor, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, forgot about him.
Here's a top 5. Tariq Cohen, Shador, Bruce Eugene, TC Taylor. And can you say James Houston, but I'm biased.
Yeah, it sounds like more Jackson State guys than I think are on that. So let me say this. I think I can tease this appropriately. There is not more than there are no 2 players from the same school in the top 5. I can say that without a doubt.
Willie Quinn, Quincy Richard, Bruce Eugene, Shador, and Agent Zero.
That's Howard, right? Wow.
Yeah. Lamar Rayner and Tariq Cohen better show up. Well, Brian already told you, only one of them is gonna show up.
There's no dual players from the same school in the top 5.
Rashawn Mathis better not be left out. Let's see. Looks like the recent Buck Buchanan Award winners from the SWAC are considered top 25 in the 2000s. Shaking my head. All right. Top 5 should be easy. Here's a name.
Hold on. Did Chip, if he said so easy, who did Chip put in?
He hadn't put nobody in. That's what makes it easy.
Should be
Joshua
easy.
Williams, Fayetteville State. Another good name.
Yeah, another good name. Wow.
Here we go. I bet 2 FAMU people in the top 25. Got that one wrong.
Oh, man.
Kobe Durant. This should be in the top 5.
Oh, wow. Man.
If TC Taylor not on the list, that would be horrible. Alex
hold on. Let me say this, Cedric. I mean, hold on. We talked about, wide receivers. Did he have one of the best wide receiver seasons? I'm just asking the question. Maybe he did. Nick Collins from EA. You're blowing the horn for BCU guys. Interesting, huh? Wow.
No, Jeremiah. No.
Well, hold on. This is okay. This is the gift that is giving, and I would love to see this. I want to see the Jackson State top 25 over the past 25 years. Jeremiah, I want to see I'm saying this. I might be giving myself more work here. I'm gonna put EA in charge of this. EA, I want the top 25 FAMU players over the past 25 years. And Jeremiah, I want you to work with Cedric Walker on this one. Ooh, yikes. Travis Hunter. Ooh, wow. Jesus.
We've already had Hargrove on the list.
Yeah, we had Leonard on the list as well.
I'm about to say we already had Leonard on the list. We already showed you one Chris Rowland.
And then it had Xavier Smith. I mean, I don't know. Maybe is that our recency bias and that we forgot about the
numbers? Don't lie, Brian.
He showed some pretty good numbers there for TC.
Yeah. All right, Brian, you ready to get to it?
Damn, Travis. Did we forget Travis? I don't know. Was Travis better than? Did Jaquay fall into this category? I thought Jaquay was already gone. Oh man, you guys. Ooh, KJ Black. I see that in there.
Yeah. A lot of good names left off these lists.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, Brian.
Jamie Walker talking about he doesn't have the numbers. Okay. All right. This is how I want to do this. Okay. When you see this number, when you see the number, and let's do this for all of them. When you see the number, I just want you to instantly put a thumbs up or thumbs down in this position in the chat. All right. And Drew, here's how we're going to do this. Don't just turn the comments on so that they scroll across. You don't have to put them in there. Just turn the little button on. I want to see the instant reaction, thumbs up and thumbs down to our number 5. Okay, here we go. From 5 on down. Hold on a second. Let me pull up my. I just realized I didn't have the stuff pulled up.
Here we go.
All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Here we go, guys. Number 5. Oh, I'm nervous, Drew. You nervous? All right, here we go. Number 5 is Isaiah Land, the 2021 Buck Buchanan Award winner, 25.5 tackles for loss, which led the nation in tackles for loss. 19 sacks, led the nation in sacks. He was a first-team All-American AFCA, AP All-American, Athlon Sports, FCS Sports, Hero Sports, Box to Row, SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, All SWAC First Team. 5 sacks in a win versus South Carolina State, who would go on to win the Celebration Bowl. Recorded 1.5 plus sacks in 6 games, 2 plus sacks in 5 games, 3 plus in 3 games. Forced 3 fumbles and recovered 1. Had 1.5 tackles for loss in 9 games, 2 plus in 6 games, and 3 plus in 4 games.
Ooh, Brian. I think the other button is broken on everybody's phone or iPad.
Oh, man. Over a resounding wow. I mean, has anybody put a thumb up yet? Has anybody?
No, Brian. I don't think
nobody. Not one person.
Let's give them another name, see if they can figure out the other, see if they can find the other button.
Damn. That's heavy, y'all. I'm gonna just let it slide. Let me marinate on that for a second.
Hey, man, no need to marinate, Brian. It's just like when your mama pull out the belt, man. Just go ahead after you took your ass whoop and just walk away. Don't stay there and listen for the lecture also.
Okay, here we go. Number 4.
Get them thumbs ready. Thumbs up ready.
And we want to know thumbs up or thumbs down on number 4. Number 4 is Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Jackson State. Passed for 3,700 yards, 40 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, 70.1 completion percentage. Absolutely sick. Of course, the Jackson State team went 12-0 in the regular season. 9-0 was their second consecutive unbeaten SWAC season. Went to the Celebration Bowl for the second consecutive year. Just to be able to force the Celebration Bowl into over. I remember watching that game. Might have been one of the greatest Celebration Bowls to date, I think, where they had to rally. He made that amazing throw to Travis Hunter to send the game to overtime. Had a chance to win it. Unfortunately, a catch was dropped, and Central would go on to win by 6. And then, of course, that would be his last year. He was Deacon Jones, Black College Football Player of the Year that season. So, Shedeur Sanders, number 4. What quarterback number is that for us, Drew?
I think that is number 9.
Number 9. Okay, so I saw a lot of thumbs up on this one. People kind of thought
only one down.
Only one. Okay, so you guys kind of agree Shedeur at number 4. Okay, all right. Okay, did not like our number 5, but like Shedeur at 4. So if you didn't like our number 5, I just want to know, when it's all said and done, who are you putting into that 5th spot? All right.
Number 3.
Number 3. You think this one might be controversial?
I think right now you're going to get a reaction on where this person sits until we get to the next 2.
Okay. Number 3. Tariq Cohen, running back, North Carolina A&T. The 2016 season is the spotlight season for Cohen. 1,588 rushing yards, 19 touchdowns, MEAC Offensive Player of the Year, Deacon Jones winner, All-American. That team, the Aggies, 9-3 overall, 7-1 conference record. This year was the year they did not go to the Celebration Bowl. They actually ended up losing that last game of the year to North Carolina Central. Central went to the Celebration Bowl, and A&T went to the Division I football championship playoffs. They would end up losing to Richmond that season. So, Tariq Cohen.
The boy says top 10, yes. Top 3, no.
Ooh, really? Them boys Tariq Cohen's not top 3? Oh, I think that's blasphemous. That's wild.
And you know, Dr. Cavill is always going to be keeping up with the conference.
I know. Look, if it's not our Tuskegee or FAMU bias, I'm sure someone will slip in there our SWAC bias, right? I'm sure that's coming. Man alive. Looking for the comments. Any other comments in there, Drew? Anything? Let's see. Anything else good?
Yeah, I think we good so far.
All right. Well, 2 names left. Ooh. Here we go. Number 2.
Get the thumbs ready.
Thumbs ready. Thumbs up if you like our number 2. Thumbs down if you don't like number 2. Number 2 is running back Jada Byers of Virginia Union. And it's actually
the 2023 season.
Is it the 23 season?
No, 24 season.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you doing? Yeah, no. He just had this season.
Yes.
Rushed over 2,000 yards, 2,061, 27 touchdowns. Won a CIAA championship. helped Virginia Union get to the D2 quarterfinals. The Deacon Jones trophy winner from this past season. And I'll tell you, Drew, it was tough. I mean, this was, again, Tariq Cohen, maybe prior to 2024, was by far and away, to me, had the best single season rushing season for running. Might be, if you looked at career numbers, might have been the man in his career over the first quarter of the century, right? But Jada Byers came along, man. And yeah, exactly. Look at the D2 hate. A lot of haters, they hate the fact that we have a D2 player here. But let me say this. Yes, he's a D2, but doesn't he have to have this kind of season to get this kind of recognition?
At that level, yes.
At this level? And then where did he rank in the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the equivalent of the Heisman for D2?
He was a finalist.
Right. So come on now. You guys, what do the thumbs up and thumbs down look like?
It's about, if I had to rank it, it's about 9-to-1 ratio.
All right. And again, this is overall. We didn't do Division I, Division II, large school, small school. We just
offense,
did
defense.
No, best overall seasons. Ram Nation. Yep. Cohen and Byers. You watched them all for their year. So did you give a thumbs up or thumbs down to this? I would love to see what Ram Nation.
Thumbs up.
Okay, so if Ram Nation, and you've watched these guys, like, if he's given I feel really good about having Byers 2 and Cohen 3.
EA won't be making any games and brag this year due to work obligations. So Brian gonna have to take that ass whooping for me.
Oh man! Again, EA, I just want you to do the list of FAMU top 25 players over the past 25 years. EA, please put that together for me. Send that to me, and we'll feature it on the show. All right. What's Dr. Cavill? What do you say? 5 for 5 on thumbs up and thumbs down. All right. Well, that brings us to one name.
I think everybody is going to be in consensus with this number one person.
Hold on. I'm on the count of 3. I want everybody to type the name who should be on the number 1 list. 3, 2, 1. Who's number 1? Go. I want to see it come flying in here. Who's number 1? I want to see if you guys got it.
Of course, we got to wait for the latency because they just not probably here.
Okay, here they starting to come. Stack David. He says Eugene. Ram Nation, there you go. Walker says Bruce Eugene. Jamie Walker from left field. David Wright. Oh, I love you. Van Talk, Rasheed Mathis. Oh, you're still holding out hope, huh? Okay, I love it. Stuttering Newt says Eugene. Okay, Ram Nation, he's talking about the rankings here. G Boom says Eugene. Edwin Moore says since it wasn't Shador, he's going with Bruce. EA still holding out, but I don't understand. They're still holding out for Bethea. EA. Well, there's still a possibility here. There's still a possibility. All right. Our top player from the past 25 years, the top HBCU football player since 2000. And this would be an anniversary year of sorts. None other than number 1, Bruce Eugene. And that would be for the 2005 Grambling State season, in which he threw for, now our stats, and again, this is where I come across where I'm letting you guys behind the curtain here. I've got a little conflicting stats here because I've got some numbers which show 3,991, 48 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. rushed for 2. And then I've got some other stats which show that he passed for over 4,400 yards, 56 touchdowns with 6 interceptions, and 3 rushing touchdowns. The 2005 Grambling State Tigers went 11-1, 9-0 in conference play, averaged nearly 50 points per game. Damn, you think we'll have a team that'll do that ever again? Those days seem to have gone. But anyway, the only loss for that Grambling team was to a FBS team, a Pac-12 team, Washington State. They finished the 1AA polls ranked 11th. He was a 2-time Walter Payton Award finalist. He was a 2-time SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Of course, helped lead Grambling to the Black College National Championship in 2005. There's Doc with the nice
summary.
3 SWAC, 1 MEAC, 1 CIAA. Thank you, Doc. So just in case anybody thought there was any kind of bias, there you go. And again, our BCSN top performer from 2000 to 2025, Bruce Eugene of Grambling State, the Grambling State Tigers. All right. Well, looking at some of the comments.
So I believe we wound up with 10 quarterbacks.
Let's go through the list here. Okay, so the top 10 again: Eugene, Byers, Cohen, Sanders. That's 2 quarterbacks. 5 is Isaiah Land. 6 Amir Hall. That's 6. Or that's 3, excuse me. Mathis at 7, Akil Glass. So that's 4 quarterbacks in the top 10. 2 defensive players. No, 3 defensive players. 3 defensive players.
2 running
backs. And 1 receiver.
Yes.
So let's stop for a second here. Okay. Top 10. And I'm going to start with the wide receiver, okay? Give me a better wide receiver than what Chris Rowland did. And if you need me to go back and tell you all the things that Chris Rowland did, I can. But give me a name that had a better individual season in the past 25 years than Chris Rowland did. And again, Chris Rowland gets bonus points because he was not only just a receiver, but he was a return specialist. I'll wait a couple seconds here. All right. Then I'll move to the defensive end while that's coming in, Drew. Darius Leonard, Robert Mathis, Isaiah Land. Was there a better? I know I've heard someone say, Antoine. Excuse me, Antoine Bethea. Who was the other name? Rasheed Mathis. How many other players had 14 interceptions in one season? Okay. Durant. Okay. I mean, all right. If you're putting, okay, so band talk. If we're putting in Mathis, which of the 3, who are you taking out of your top 10? Stuttering Noob. If we're putting in Durant, who are we taking out? I appreciate that. And then quarterbacks. Eugene, Sanders, Hall, Glass. Okay, so them boys is dropping out. You guys are crazy. Dropping out Keel Glass, huh? You're okay. Cam Smith over Keel Glass. Interesting. Now that you've seen the full list, Ram Nation, where would you put Cam Smith?
I think that's your BCU bias, man. Talk.
You taking? Come on, you want it? Rasheed Mathis. Hold on, let me.
But see, we can't do this. We can't do this, EA. It's not a top 26. You have to make the decision, EA.
Exactly.
You have to make the decision. It's like, do I pay the rent or do I pay the car note? You have to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
David, James Houston had a great season. Who do you replace him with?
Yeah, it was solid argument by Ram Nation. I can't. James Houston is a Gator. All right. No, James Houston was not top 25. So take out Jerome Johnson, put Cam Smith in there.
That's a fair argument. But that's how you do it, everybody. That's how you do it. That's how you have to do it.
And then drop Glass. So I guess he's saying drop Glass out of the top 10, put Cam Smith in the top 10.
See, that's a well thought out argument.
It is.
Whether
That's
you agree with it or whether you don't agree with it.
All right. I'm loving the love for Mathis. I see it. Lamar Rayner, not on the list. Auntie Roy, I don't know if it's all about being on an undefeated team, because we had a couple guys who were part of undefeated teams.
Ain't no way in hell Jay Tobias comes off this list.
Oh, you crazy, EA. Come on,
No.
EA.
No.
You crazy.
You may say drop him down a spot or two. I'll let you make that argument, but he does not come off the list.
Adrian, you want to take Glass out of the top 25 altogether? Wow. Lamar Rayner should be where Glass is.
At least one person understands this.
Yes.
Appreciate you, Jay.
Well, again, the idea of, we told you, again, one of the things I said was our top 5, I think, are all pro Hall of Famers. I mean, Black College Football Hall of Famers. If not now, they will be. And I also think all 10 of those guys, if they aren't now, will eventually be. Right? So, again, it comes down to your selection criteria. Right? So, this wasn't easy.
That's a tough one there, G-Boom.
Ooh, you want to take the White Tiger off of there? Why? You're taking him all the way off the top 25 list. Who are you putting too high at 11? Huh? Interesting. Wow.
Band talk. He not coming off of this.
No, he's not. I don't I'm gonna tell you what.
You starting to sound like my ex-wife. Just
No,
won't change the subject.
Hey, hold on. Here's what I like though. And so here's the only difference between Band Talk and Ram Nation. Ram Nation is at least giving me alternatives and how they move the list. Band Talk is just like, I gotta have Rasheed Mathis in there. Put them on. Who are you taking out? Are you taking out Rogers Cromartie? Nobody from PV on the list. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. KJ Black. Where would you have put KJ Black then? Since we had nobody from PV, where would KJ Black fall? Cedric Walker. Wow, you want to take Terrell off the list altogether? Jackson State wouldn't have won back then with that. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go back again. I'm reading Cedric Walker's comments here.
Well, I lost it.
Oh, okay. No, he's saying no. Okay, yeah. Thoreau should be on the list. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, misread it. Go ahead.
And Edwin, I had to make this argument to Brian.
What's that?
You can't talk about impact. One of the most this was about your team winning and the impact along with your stats. Y'all talk crap about the punter, but he had statistically the best season a kicker has had this quarter of millennium. And the impact that he made on a team, were it not for the self-imposed sanctions, would have been playing in the Celebration Bowl. You have to keep that in consideration. I'll fight you about my special teams player.
Okay.
But wait a minute. Offense, defense wins championships. Offense brings out the crowd. But what wins the game, Brian? It's 3 phases to the game. And that third phase that y'all don't recognize until something goes wrong. Ask Alabama State. Ask Alabama State about special teams. Ask a few of these other teams about special teams.
Pull up. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, pull up the info on Bobby Wilson again, Drew. Get ready, because I got stats here. We're gonna go back and forth here. We're gonna talk about Trent Cannon versus Bobby Wilson. You got the text I sent you on Bobby Wilson's stats?
I got to pull it back. I've actually got to save my.
Okay, I'm gonna read Trent Cannon's 2017 season. Okay, Trent Cannon. His best season rushing was 2017. 1,638 yards on 212 attempts, played in 11 games, 17 touchdowns, average per game 148.9. I mean, that hell of a numbers, no doubt. I mean, I'm not going to poo-poo him. He even caught 3 touchdowns, 225 yards, 21 balls. Great stuff. Kick return stats, and we want to include the kick returns. Now, this is where I could see you wanting to make the case for Cannon. If you add in his kick return statistics, he had 821 kick returns, 2 touchdowns. Okay, so I get it. Now read those numbers for Bobby Wilson again.
1,878 rushing yards.
Woo.
146 points. He was Alabama Sports Writer, Small School Association Athlete of the Year. First team All SIAC.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it right now.
Total touchdowns was like 24?
Something like that.
Okay. So the only category Oh, here we go. Kenny got drafted. The only category in which Cannon surpassed Wilson was in total yards. Total yard. If you're counting, special teams with running and passing yards, all-purpose yards. Yes.
Did Cannon make the team?
Trent Cannon. Did
Cannon make the team?
I thought he played with the Jets for a minute, didn't he?
I mean, I don't remember.
I think he did. They won a CIAA championship. Virginia State. I mean, Tuskegee won the Black College National Championship that year.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. I don't know if Virginia State did or not. All right.
Who you pulling off, Sid? Let's go to the next 10.
So this was the 11 through 20.
Yes.
Thoreau, Davius, Richard, Lubert, Danellis, Xavier Smith, Dominic Rogers, Cromartie, Devontae Kincaid, Bobby Wilson, Quinn Gray, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Tillery. And then 21 through 25, Johnson, Harper, Bentley, Florence, and Fadul.
Hargrave was a defensive player there, Edwin.
If Jada Byers played in the SWAC, he would have those numbers. He would have half those numbers. Well, come on. I agree. You can't do that. I mean, you can't do if he would have played. You got to give a guy credit for doing what he did where he did it.
He also would have played in at least one more game, if not two more games, had he played in the SWAC as a product of the schedule.
Wait a minute, Bryan. Look at this. The last five names.
Revolution of the day.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for seeing it. It's tough, man. Look, it's tough. It's tough. And look, I'll full disclosure to everybody. Drew and I, what time did you bring this to me? This idea.
We started this yesterday morning, about lunchtime.
We've been on this for about a good 36 hours trying to go through this. Yeah.
And we have created 4 lists.
Yeah. And sadly, and it does suck that some names didn't make the list. Again,
and Rashad Mathis probably should be on this list.
He's deserving. Bethea, Cam Smith, Lamar Raynard.
I'm gonna give you another name that should be on this list also.
What?
Hey man, I gotta pull it back up. Keep going. I'm gonna give you another name that didn't make the list that should have had strong consideration.
I'm just kind of going through some of the comments here. Joshua Williams. Somebody will do an article, top 5 names left off the top 25 BCSN list.
As long as you credit BCSN, you can write any list that you want to.
I would love it. I want to hear the top 5 names we left off the list. That's what I want. Top 5 names we left off the list. Who are they? Come on, give it to me, guys.
Hey, Bryan.
I've even got thoughts now. Now, see, I'm questioning everything, guys. I'm one of those people where I'm never satisfied. So now I'm already thinking, man, what names did we leave off? And I'm thinking, yeah, there's some names that have left off the list. I might do a supplemental show just on names we left off the list. That I'm like, man. Go ahead.
Here's one name that was left off the list: Division II player. Not saying my Tuskegee bias in this one, But this season, this 2000 season, by this defensive back from Tuskegee, Roosevelt Williams, 4 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, 23 pass breakups, Brian. 23 pass breakups. First team all SIAC. Lost the SIAC Defensive Player of the Year to his own teammate, Kevin Powell. So how about those numbers there, Brian?
Okay.
And Drayton Florence was his teammate, who we did put on the list.
All right, top 5. Let me see. Rasheem Mathis. Let's see. Houston. Let me see. Here we go. Top. Okay, we're just gonna run them off. We're gonna run them off. I'm gonna spend about 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to get it off your chest, everybody. 2 minutes. Mathis, of course, we left off.
James Houston should be
Danny Johnson, huh? Okay.
Who?
Houston. Exactly. I said the same thing. Houston, Howard, T.C. Taylor. Okay.
Here.
Oh, you're funny.
All of Jackson State.
All of Jackson State. Cam Smith. Okay.
I already said Roosevelt Williams.
Had a nice season.
I would put another kicker on this list, but I'm not a glutton for punishment.
What's that? Oh, yeah, don't do that. Let's see. Montrell Coley, Maurice Hicks, Jerome Mathis, Trenton Cannon, Alex Hines. Woo, Alex Hines coming in like, appreciate you watching, Alex. Damn. He's just
Armstead, that's another
killing me here. Good Lord. Chad Williams of Grambling. I think we already said Jarvion Howard.
Bernard Rayner has to be on that list.
I thought somebody did say Rayner. Daryl Johnson, yep, that's a solid defensive. Did he have a better season, individual season? Ford from Southern? Ford from S? I mean, but said one he had 2 really outstanding, well, 3 really outstanding games. 2 300-yard games and a 400-yard game. What was the total? See, now you guys are now getting into the weeds of individual games. Oh, Will Forward.
Well, for those who want to create the MEAC and the SWAC list, you got a good start right here.
Exactly.
And we did our job.
I tell you, I'm hoping what this, just like we did with our rivalry thing a couple weeks ago. What I would love to see, various schools and whether it be content creators or whomever else, I'd love to see top 25s from various schools. Like, I can't wait to see Ram Nation put together his top 25 Winston-Salem State Rams for the past 25 years. I can't wait to see that list.
Hey, I'll take the top 10.
No, in 25 years. Give me the top 25.
25 years.
Hey, there's been plenty of outstanding players, and I'm talking. So I'm giving people opportunities at easy content for, again, we got 7 weeks. We got 7 weeks until the start of the football season, right? So, let's fill up the month of July with this kind of talk and this kind of banter. Let's get it going. I mean, let's
media day is nothing but a dog and pony show.
Yeah, let's recognize the top players from the past 25 years. Perfect time to do that. I think it's a great opportunity to educate some people because look, there are names on here that there's at least 2 or 3 names on this list, Drew, that I know we had to do some research on, and I was like, oh, I didn't know so-and-so did this. And I think those of you, when you get out into the weeds and you really start breaking it down, I love to see how you break down,
and how you quantify everything.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that's tough to do is recency bias.
Yes. Yep.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Bruce Eugene until we pulled up and looked at Bruce Eugene's number and looked at those numbers from those early players.
Yeah.
And when you looked at it, you like there was nothing that compared to it. That's why he said that number 1.
Well, people weren't talking about the last time they were talking about Bruce Eugene was, I'll tell you, the 2 times previous when Kincaid came around doing what he did, 10 years ago. And when one of his former high school players or one of the kids that he trained from New York, was it Noah Bodden? Noah Bodden, when he came to Grambling, because that's apparently how he got tied into going to Grambling, was through Bruce Eugene. So, but outside of that, sadly, we didn't get to really celebrate the SWAC 100 because of COVID. So we kind of missed out on celebrating Bruce Eugene's season 5 years ago. Well, here we are, 20 years now. So.
Well, Bryan, we did our job for the night. We got the internet buzzing. I'm pretty sure when we check our social medias tomorrow, we're going to have a few ads. So let's pick up this show and get out of here so we can get some rest so we can figure out if we want to respond.
Hey, you guys, hit the thumbs up and the like button. If you've enjoyed this show, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up.
Whether you agree with us or whether you don't agree with our list, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Exactly. Yeah, this was fun. I appreciate I really truly appreciate everybody's comments and inputs. Appreciate you guys watching, interacting with us, letting us know what we got right, what we got wrong. As I admitted when we first started this, I kind of knew I knew we wouldn't get it completely right, and I don't know if you can ever get it quote unquote right. So I'll take. Look, I live in that area, Drew, where if I can be right 55% of the time, I'll take it.
Yeah, bro, all you gotta do is be right 300% of the time and play baseball. You're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I guess so. Or that really technically is 30%, really. But okay. Well, hey, that's gonna do it for tonight's show. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. Make sure that you are following the BCSN SportsWrap and the Black College Sports Network on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube channels. We appreciate you. Go download the BCSN Pod Zone, the Pod Zone channel, where all of the shows that are part of the Black College Sports Network can be found. That's BCSN Pod Zone on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcast. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the donation, Band Talk. Yes, when we publish, if we do, and look, we don't get a chance to do a lot of the writing content that some of our brethren do in the HBCU media space. So, but if we do publish an article, I will make sure that we find a way to include Rasheed Mathis. I don't know where we'll put him at, Drew, but we'll find a way to move him in. But then the big question comes, Drew. If we put Mathis in, who comes out?
I'm telling you what everybody else says should come off.
Maybe I'll go back and maybe I'll go back and listen to the comments. I like that. Man, exactly. I love this. I love this community, man. Keep supporting the HBCU content creators wherever they are, because the more we talk about our sport, our brand, our teams, our players, we keep them alive. We keep the tradition going. And again, our universities, our athletic programs need your support more than ever right now. So not just football, but all the other sports, they need your support. And so we need to talk about them. We need to retweet and share and repost news that comes out from our universities, et cetera, et cetera. So let's continue to share the love, spread the love, and continue to talking about HBCU athletics and sports. We will not be on the air next weekend, I don't think. I know Drew's got an obligation. I'm probably going to be in Atlanta. So unless I get over to our Atlanta studios, which is a possibility, maybe I'll do the show from there. But make sure you got the bell. I heard somebody say they don't have the bell. Turn on the notifications so that way when we do go live, you get the notification that the show is going live. Turn on notifications on YouTube. Turn them on Facebook. So that way you know when we are getting ready to come out with the show. Okay? Do me a favor. Do that for me. I appreciate every one of you. You guys have a great week. And if we see you on Sunday, we'll see you on Sunday. But if not, make sure to tune in to Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Wednesday is the Indy Report. The ONG Strike Zone, we talk about all things related to FAMU on Wednesday nights. And then the Carlos Brown Show will be back again on Saturday. That's going to do it. You all right? Oh, what was the final number of Rattlers? There's a good one, Joe. What was the final number of Rattlers?
I think it was 3, 4.
I think it was 4.
Yeah.
It was 4. It was 4. And so you were wrong. It was the unders, Ram Nation. See, you said 5. It was actually 4.
But Brian, I guess I got one question. Why Edwin talking about A.D. Wheeler Brown?
I don't know. I don't know. I love it. Ram Nation's working on the list. I love it. Working on the list. See, I can't wait to read it. Can't wait to read it, y'all.
All
right.
Swingman Classic this weekend. SIAC Media Day Tuesday, SWAC Media Day Wednesday, the following Wednesday, and MEAC SWAC Presser the following Thursday. By the way, Brian, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but the MEAC SWAC Presser will be live streamed this year.
What? Okay.
Yes.
Southern.
So for those of you all who want to tune in, go to MEACSWACchallenge.com and you will be able to watch the live stream of the MEAC SWAC press conference this year. We may have that information later on Black College Sports Network on where you can tune in to. Tune in to Doc Tuesday night. He may have that information by then.
Brian is Doc back from vacation? Is Doc back from vacation?
I think he's coming back. I don't know when he's coming back, but somebody will be on the show Tuesday night.
Doc's like, I'm still hanging out at the pool, so still got my toes in the sand.
Get back and need a vacation from his vacation.
Yeah, said I was hoping. I just saw that Mexico beat the U.S. in another bad loss for American soccer football.
Is that the Oracle? Is that the CONCACAF?
Yeah, it's the CONCACAF finals. Yeah, CONCACAF Gold Cup champs, Mexico. I needed another goal by U.S. and a win, but anyway.
There you go.
All right, let's get up out of here, Drew. Thanks, everybody. Be well. Have a great week. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching the BCSN Sports Wrap. Peace out.
Travel light, everybody. We'll holla.